This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everyone, very good morning to all. So in today's session, we are going to discuss about an important concept called class. I think you guys already know what is a class. Maybe some people may have an idea, but anyhow, so we are going to give you a clear idea what exactly a class is. Before learning React, I already told you, everybody should know two things only. What is a function and what is a class? So because there are two types of components in React, one is the class component, one is functional component. So how a class component will be created? Nothing but a component is nothing but one activity. One functionality is nothing but one component. User registration is one component. Nothing but that component may be created by using a class or by using a function. You can use anyone, but let me talk about a class. What is a class exactly? So, do you have any idea what is a class exactly here? Right, this is the class we need to talk about, right? Generally, if we can come to our real life, what is a class? If we can say, a class is a class is a collection of students, I can say, and chairs. I mean, in the classroom we have students, chairs, benches, same many things, so you can write students, chairs, benches, benches, and more, and whatever you can write them. By combining all these things, we can say something called a class, right? We know this is exactly a class in real life. For example, if I can ask you, what is a family? You may say a family is a collection of family members. In the family, we may have so many properties are there, and so many people are there. There are some family. This could be a family members. In the same manner, what is a class programmatically? Normally, in our real life, a class is a collection of student chairs and benches, fans. You can say blackboard, whiteboard. By combining all these things, we can say a classroom. Generally, a class will always group something together, and so here, classroom. Here you can see this is going to be. I'm writing something called classroom, and what is this classroom is doing here? This classroom is grouping something together, chairs, benches, and students, and blackboard, and whatever it may be you have here, right? You may have something called fans and lights, and see, maybe this is the bedroom. Can we say this is the kitchen? How we can say by seeing the environment in the room? This is the bedroom. Can we say this is the kitchen? How we can say by seeing the environment in the room, we can say this is the bedroom, this is a washroom, something like this. By seeing that environment, but by seeing a plain room, it is a plain room. Imagine what is this room, kitchen, classroom, we can't imagine. So after arranging something in the room, then only we can decide this is bedroom, this is classroom, this is some theater, this is some other function hall, something like this we can decide. Normally in the see why I am talking in this manner, a class is also same like our real life only. That's why I'm talking about all these things. Now if you can see, what is a class in real time? What is a class programmatically? You can go to Java, .NET, Python, PHP, JavaScript, wherever you go, the concept class is common. What is the definition of class in JavaScript? What is the definition of a class in .NET? What is the definition of a class in Java programming? Remember, wherever you go, class is a universal concept. Wherever you go, why we are using class in JavaScript? For the same reason, for the same cause, other people are also using class. how class is going to be useful for us in JavaScript. In the same manner, the class is used for Java, .NET, Python people, wherever you go. Class is a universal concept. Why other programming language people are using class? For the same cause, for the same reason, we are also using a class. Now you can see. A class is again the same. Always I told you, a class will always group something together, right? A class is a collection of, here and try to see, properties and methods, and this is the class programmatically. Properties and methods. And sometimes the class may contain constants also. Just I'm telling you, I'm giving you an idea. A class is a collection of properties and everything, constants and variables, everything will come under properties only. A class is a collection of properties and methods. Generally, in programming language, a class will group these things together. In our real life, what is a class grouping together? Students, chairs, benches, everything together, we can call it as a classroom. In the same manner here, if you can see, programmatically, a class is a collection of properties and methods only. So what is a property? Generally, you may say, sir, I have some properties, sir. What are the common properties of you? Everybody having some properties only. For example, if you can take a car, for example, car is an object. Let us assume if we can consider car object. What are the properties of car object only? Color is the property. Hmm? And its weight, W-I-G-H-T, weight is the property. Height is the property. And I can say wheels is also property. So what we can call them? These are all the properties of a car. What are the methods of this car, Andy? Normally, so car will start, will stop, and it will drive. It can move, right? So now I want to write something start, and we can call drive. A lot of functionalities are there in the car, and it can stop, right? So everything. So we can drive the car, we can move the car, we can apply the brakes, we can accelerate it. All these are functionalities. Method is nothing but functionality. What is these functionalities of a car? You know very well. What is the properties of a car? We know very well. As like, if you can come down as a human being, if you can consider what are the properties of this human being? Every human being having color. I am white color. I am some light color, something like this. I have some weight also. I have some weight. Everybody have weight property, but it's not the same. I mean, the value of the weight may be same, may be different, but we have the property called weight, as well as I have a property called height. I have a property called height. So, but if you can consider these are the properties only for the human being, then what are the methods of human being? I can speak only, right? I can speak. It's my method. It's my functionality. I can teach. I can go like this. Teaching is my functionality. So cooking is my functionality. So something will become under the methods of you as a human being. But one thing I want to tell you, Andy, but these properties are common for everybody now. So we don't have any difference here. But some people, everybody can speak, but some people only teach, some people only cooking, some people only singing. I mean, everybody can do this. These are, see, everybody having some common properties, may have some common methods, but they have their own methods also, they have their own properties also. For example, I have 5 vehicles, you have 2 vehicles only. Vehicles are my properties, and you have 2 vehicles, that is your properties. But you have a vehicle, I have vehicle, so we no need to make the same value forever. So this is exactly the thing, Andy. Here, can anybody please tell me what is a property, Andy? What is a property? What is a method? If you can understand this, I think little bit easy in the React. Because in React, we will regularly use one word called state, 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 state. Wherever you go, this word is going to be available in React. What is the state? But state means right now, if you can see Telugu, Hindi, whatever the meaning it may be, Kannada, whatever it may be, you have some idea what exactly state is. Hmm? Normally, Telugu, Hindi, Tamil, Kannada meaning, if you can check this, right. But programmatically, we have to understand what is a state? You know one thing, in React.js, state is an object only. State is an object. What is meant by object? We seen just now. What is meant by object? Object is a collection of properties and methods. But I have to give you a proper meaning of the state. And remember, the state of the application or class, whatever it may be, the state of the application will depends upon the properties only. Properties. The state of the class will depends upon the properties. What is this? Seriously, you may not understand it right now, but wait for some time. I will show you programmatically. What is a state? Nothing but a state is nothing but it can save some value only. A state is nothing but it can save some data. Nothing but it can save some data. A state is nothing but collection of variables also, whatever it may be, guys. And in the state, remember carefully, we can save some data or values only. Not data, you can write values like variable. What is a variable can do? A variable is always used to hold the value. Right, that's the reason. A state is nothing but it can save some values in that state variable, whatever it may be. Simply, you can consider as of now, state is a variable only. Present, you can consider state is a variable. Okay, now. So always state can hold some values. Nothing but how variables will hold the values in the same manner, state object also will hold some values. Okay, now, right. Next, the methods only. I'm writing one point here. The behavior of a class will depends upon the methods only. Otherwise, I don't want to use the word behavior. I want to use functionality. Both are same only. Behavior and generally human beings are having behavior. But I am saying you the class will depends the behavior of a class depends upon the methods I am saying you. So maybe you may have some little confusion here. Generally, behavior in the sense the usage of the class only. In the class, we have so many methods. Na? We can define lot of methods only in a class. But one thing, but every method will do the same job. No, right? If every method is doing the same job, why should I create those many methods? One method is enough. Different method will execute for different logics. That's the reason every method having different functionality, every method having different behavior. For example, what I want to tell you, I have an employee class only. What is the class name? Employee class. So in this employee class, what is the major functionalities? I have to add employee. I have to view employee like this only. These are the major functionalities of this class. This class will provide delete employee. This class will provide update employee. This class may provide block employee. Like this only, we may have so many functionalities now. But by seeing this class, what do you understand? It's all about employee operations only. Adding employee, right? So what is the behavior of this class? It's all about the manipulation. The main functionality of this class is manipulating an employee. Manipulating an employee means we can add, we can delete, we can update, we can block, or we can create, or anything, whatever it may be. All these functionalities we are grouping together, we are calling simply as an employee class. Remember, a class is a collection of different functionalities. A class is a collection of different functionalities, and the class means will you create a class for simply defining one functionality? There is no need of it. If you want to create multiple functionalities inside a class, we can create it. So what we are doing in the employee class here, we are almost all performing 5 functionalities. This is all about the class. The logic, add employee logic, view employee logic, delete employee logic, everything we have tried inside the function. A function is nothing but we know very well why we will create a function. Generally, if functions are created to reuse the logic. Generally, we know that there is a purpose of a function to reuse the logic, we will create the functions. In the same manner, inside a class also, sometimes one function may reuse in some other function. One function may reuse in some other function. In this point of time, we can call that function from one place to another place, from one function to another function. This is simply a class, and that is the purpose of class. What a class can contain. Class can contain two major things and the properties methods. Why methods? To execute some functionality, reusable logics. Why state? To save some data. But here, class contain collection of properties and methods only. But is there any relationship between the properties and methods? So, do you have any thought here? I'm asking you. Class is a collection of properties and methods. Is there any relationship between properties and methods? Do you guess? If you can see, Andy, just now we seen one definition. A class is a collection of students and chairs. Let us come to with this point here. Now, can you please tell me if you can compare the programming language, properties and methods, Andy? Now you can see students. I can consider as methods, Andy. Chairs. I can consider them as a properties, Andy. Right? Uh, One doubt for me, sir, is there any relationship between the chairs and properties? Remember carefully, in a classroom, we have chairs and students. Na? One thing, tell me please, one thing, all of you, be listen this point carefully. As a student, you are going to use chairs, right? Or chairs are using you. I mean, do you understand my question? Are you student using chairs or are chairs are using you? Tell me please, what is you understand from this point? Are you in the sense students are using chairs or chairs are using by students? So that, tell me please, what do you understand here? What is the answer for it? So chairs are using you or students are using chairs? Simply says students are always use the chair. Student will use the same chair every day? No. There may be a chance, there may be a no chance, right? Sometimes student will sit in one chair. Tomorrow he may sit in some other chair based on the availability, based on the situation. I mean, what I want to tell you guys here, if you can understand this point, what I want to tell you exactly here, try to see the method execution. The method execution will may not will may depends upon the properties of a class only. Means sometimes I want write not every time. Sometimes the method execution may depends upon the properties of a class. For example, you all the students went into the classroom. There is no chairs in the classroom. Then where do you sit? Definitely there may be a problem. If the chairs are not there, some people may leave the class. Some people may sit on the floor. Some people may stand, but some people definitely they will leave the classroom. They won't sit, they won't stand. See, because of the properties, because of the chairs in the class, every student is sitting in the chair. Every student is sitting in the classroom. I mean, the student is using chairs in the classroom. In the same manner, when we are executing some logic, sometimes the method may require a property only. Based on the property, the method logic may execute it. The method logic may execute it. So this is all about the thing only. You need to check this. So why the properties and methods are declared in a classroom? There is the purpose of a class only, right? So generally what a class can contain, that is what we see now. Exactly, a class is a collection of properties and methods, right? What is a property? What is a method? Method will always be defines the functionality of the class only. Generally, behavior of the class will depends upon the methods. What this class will do exactly. This class will perform employee operation. What is the this is the total whole thing will be depends upon the methods only. By seeing the methods, we can provide some name to the class. This is home. How can we provide you the class for home? You have home, right? Generally in home we can see bedrooms, kitchen and washrooms and hall. By seeing that environment we can say home. By going to theater, can I say this is a home? No. What is the environment of the theater? What is the environment of the home? By seeing them, you guys are deciding this is home class, this is theater class. By seeing a function hall, will you call it as a theater? No. By seeing the function hall, you may say this is a function hall. The name of the class will depends upon the behavior of the methods only. What all these methods are doing? Simply, all these methods are related to one functionality. Based on that, we can provide the name. Exactly. Right. Now, this is all about the purpose of the class only. Be careful, check this. What is the purpose of a class exactly? Is very, very important. What is a class? That's why, see, object-oriented JavaScript simply says it's all about our real life only. So how our real life having conditions and situations and all in the same manner programmatically, how we can do the same job. It's all about the reusable purpose only. Right. Okay. Now, how can we create the class? So it's a global syntax, Andy. How to create a class? How to create a class? Wherever you go, class creation is common, Andy. There is nothing difference in the class creations. Now you can see class and class name. This is the thing. In this, we can define properties and we can define methods, Andy. Remember one thing. In the starting of the thing, I told you a class is a collection of properties and methods, na? Right? I told you like this. Remember, we can create a class with only properties, and this is also valid. With only properties. We can create a class with only methods also. Whatever it may be, it is a collection of methods, collection of properties, or anything, ORR and D. So I mean, class means it will always group something together. The class sometimes may group only properties. The class may sometimes group only methods, but sometimes it may group properties and methods as well. Whatever it may be, that is a class only. But generally, you can say this definition wherever you go, right? But sometimes people will ask us, can I create a class with only methods? Yes. Can I create a class with only properties? Yes, we can create. Can we create empty class? Yes, we can create empty class also. Empty class also we can create. It's not a problem at all, right? Okay. But a class is used always to group something together for the reusability purpose. Okay. Now, if we can come down, now this is the class. Okay, now, right. Let us see. I'm going to create a class sample and sample. You can take any name. I'm simply taking the sample. This is the class. Inside a class, you have to define methods. Na? Generally, how can we define a function? Function welcome. This is the way of creating function, right? But in JavaScript, Andy, while declaring functions, this is the native approach of creating function, but you no need to use function keyword. Just write the welcome function without a function keyword. If you can write function keyword, it won't work. It will give you error. In JavaScript, we don't need to write function keyword in JavaScript classes, but you can go to PHP, Java, .NET, wherever you go. In every class, you have to use the function keyword. But in JavaScript, we don't want to use the function keyword. Whatever the thing you want to create, simply you can write like this, class welcome. So you can write some logic inside of it, document.write. Inside, I'm going to write something called welcome to JS, something like this we can write. If you want to define a property also, we don't want to use the identifiers like let const var here. Directly, I'm defining some name equal to raw. Okay, this is the way of creating the things only. Let me create a class so that you will understand. Now what I am going to do, I'm going to take a file, script to open, script to close. In this, let me save the file in your working directory. So I'm saving the file with name class1.html. You can take any name, but I want to go like this. Now, shall we create a class here? Now you can see a class sample is a class name. Now you can see where name equal to, I'm taking ROM, one property and now where city equal to Hyderabad. I'm taking second property also, city equal to HYDERABAD Hyderabad. Okay, right. Now I have to define some methods also now. Let me go with the native approach, function welcome, and in this I'm going to write document dot write. So in this you can take some h1 tag. This is welcome function. This is welcome function. I just written something like this. If you want, you can write one more function test. You can take anything, no problem. So here document dot write. In this h1 tag open, h1 tag close. I'm writing this is test function, something like this. Just you can see this is the everything I written. If you can run this file, I think you may see some errors in the console. Why? What are the errors you may see? And I'm not getting any output as well. Here on the class line number 5, unexpected identifier, line number 5. Can you see the syntax error? I told you we will get some errors. If you can click on this line, you can see it is going to show you the error also very clearly where exactly I am going to get the error. Now you can refresh the page. Now I'm going to click on it. Oh, now you can see this is error. This is a valid variable declaration, yes or not, right? But I told you inside a class you will never use var keyword. Now I remove var keyword in front of the name variable. Now you can see error is at line number 6 only. Earlier we have error on line number 5. Now I removed var keyword. Here you are getting the error. Let me remove here also the var keyword. We don't have any error. Again you will get an error on line number 7. What is the line number 7 error? We don't want to use the function keyword here. Just you can remove it, and now you can see now it's the turn of line number 11. You can go to line number 11. Now you can check this. We don't have any errors in the class. Are getting any errors in the class? No. But where is my output? So I created a class. Right? I created a class. This is the class. This class contains two properties and two methods only. But there is and moreover in the every method I use a document.write for printing the value, but I'm not getting any output only. What could be the reason then? You have two properties, I have two methods here, but I created a class, I executed, I'm not getting any output. Remember carefully, guys. At any time, once a class is created, if you want to access the class members only, if we in interview they will ask you the question like this only, how can we access the class members only, members class members ante what is the meaning of class members only? Members are nothing but only properties and methods. Members, sometimes I will use the word called members, class members. You can simply make it as a properties and methods only. How can we access the class members? Nothing but properties and methods. Your answer? Anybody have idea? By creating an object, by creating an object only. So if a class get created an object, then only we can access the class members. Without that, we can. Sir, I have a doubt. What will happen if I can create an object? Without object, why I was unable to access the class members? Remember carefully. I'm writing one point. So in interview, the question may be like this: how can we access the class members? By creating an object. Why should I create an object? What is the purpose of creating an object? If you can create object, what will be happen? This type of question they will ask us in interview. Right now, I'm writing one more point here. By creating an object, the class members only, the class members will get memory allocated. Initially you have class na, in this point of time these variables will never get memory allocated. That's why we are not getting any output. If they are saved in the memory, then only we can access them. How we can allocate memory to this? By creating an object, and that's the reason we are creating an object. So if you can create an object, So by creating an object, class members will get memory allocated, and then we can access them. We can easily access them only. Then we can easily access them. That's the reason we have to create an object. In interview, one more question. What is an object? They will ask us like this only. What is it? See, guys, I'm telling you, every point in this session is very, very important for interview. Every point. It is all about important for interview. At least 3 to 4 questions they will ask us in this concept only. So be careful. What is a class? Right? What is a property? What is a method? Why should I use the properties? Why should I use methods? Maybe people will ask us like this. So you have to ready to answer for everything only, right? What is an object? Some people will say an object is an instance of a class only. Some people will say, or an object is a blueprint of blueprint also. What is a blueprint? Class Xerox copy is nothing but object. What a class can contain? See, generally Xerox copy you are saying that, right? What is the original copy that contain? The same information will be available in Xerox copy now with some different color combination. That's all, right? Okay, for example, I want to apply for driving license. Will you provide your original certificate? No, you will just provide driving license. In the same manner, we don't want to share original class to anybody. Just to create an object for the original class, and that by using that object, we can access that information from the following class only, right? An object is a blueprint of a class or instance of a class. Sometimes they'll ask us what is meant by instance of a class. They will ask us only what is meant by instance of a class, right? Instantiation or instance is nothing but same concept only. In instance, instan instantiation or instance, both are same, is nothing but allocating memory to the class members only. Same point you can tell us. Allocating memory to the class members is the process is called instantiation. Instantiation, allocating memory to the class members. This is the concept only. These are all the questions and very important. What is an object? Instance of a class. What is instance of a class? Instantiation is nothing but allocating memory to the class members. Nothing but we are providing memory to the class members. How you can provide memory to the class members? By creating an object. How can we create an object? Right? All our questions say, right? How can we create an object only? Right? Here, by using new keyword, by using new keyword, we can create CRE, create an object only. Guys, I'm telling you one thing. Up to here, what are the concepts I discussed here? Wherever you go, Java, .NET, Python, PHP, concept is same only. The same, if they are Java people also discussing the class concept, they will explain the same story. So why we will create an object? Same reason, same questions. You can if you know this concept, you can attend Java concepts also. Simply says wherever you go, this concept is common for every programming language, nothing different. Concepts, whatever the theoretical knowledge I have explained you today, the same thing will be available in every programming language. Wherever you go, by using new keyword only, we can create an object in whatever the programming language it may be. Wherever you go, this is the way of creating a class by using class keyword. It is a global syntax. In whatever the programming language we have, this is a way of declaring. Maybe some syntactical differences are there, but theoretically, every concept is same. Nothing difference is there, guys, right? So now, how can I create an object here? I told you, right? Just I told you one point here by using new keyword. So now you can see I'm taking the syntax where obj equal to new, the class name you created, and this is the class name you are going to create now. This is the way of creating object. If you can say what is the class we created now, you can take where obj equal to new sample object is created. Now, by using this object reference, we can access the class members only. Now, can we go there? This is our class now. Now, in this class, once class is declared, where obj, or you can take any variable here. I'm taking obj. You don't need to take obj here. You can take any other variable, no problem. New sample, exactly, sample sample. Okay, now new sample, exactly. This is created, object is created. And now by using this object, see, I'm not creating object. Can I access the test method? And can I access the welcome method? Definitely you will get the errors. Without creating object, you can't do anything. It is not defined, welcome is not defined. Definitely you need to create an object, and without creating object we can do anything. So object is created. Now you can call this obj.tester, that is a method we have, as well as obj.welcome is the method. Now you can execute them. Can we see you got output on the screen, right? Both the methods get executed. In the same manner, if you want to print the variables also, you can go with variables. I'm writing document document dot write of name, that's a variable name. Directly you cannot access the name, and directly you cannot access the city. Now you can see you may get errors here. Now you can see city is not defined. City was in the class obj dot name and obj dot city. Now you can check this. You don't have any problem, and you're getting the output also. But one point I'm strongly saying you, this is the way of creating class. Okay, if you want to access any of the class member, first object should get created. Once object created, then only we can access these class members. Now you may have big questions here, sir. What will be happen by creating an object? Why should I create an object? Maybe. So in the same manner here, if we can go there, object is created, and by creating object we can access the methods, we can access the properties. And these are the properties. There is no parenthesis at the end of it. Method have parenthesis. That is the only difference now. How we can observe there is a property, this is a method. If you have parenthesis at the end of it, this is going to be method. There is no parenthesis at the end of it, that is going to be property, simply says. Right guys, I think you got some clarity what exactly a class is, right? So what a class can contain, right? The same concept we will continue tomorrow with the constructor, with the reusability by using this keyword. I think if you can understand up to here, this is going to be helpful a lot to you. But I'm sharing you what are the points I have here with me in the chart window. Please copy these points and save forever, and these points will help you a lot. Definitely, I shared you in the chart window. Please try to copy all the points. These points are important for interview Sunday, right? Definitely we should able to know about these points. Okay, right, just copy those points. If you have any doubts, let me know, please. You can take anything for creating. This is outside of a class now. You created object, it is completely outside of a class, not inside. You can use var keyword, you can use const keyword also, we can use, no problem. Anything you can use it. I think we don't have any problem. You will get the output as we expected. But inside of a class we are not using that. Remember carefully, inside of a class, there is my class is defined here, it is going to be closed here. Inside of a class we cannot use the identifiers like let, const, function keywords, we cannot use them. In Java we cannot use. That's the only thing, syntactical difference. In Java, any variable you want to declare, you have to use the public, private, int, $x. If it is a Java case, maybe people will define like this: public, string, something like this. They will define the variable data type, and it is a public variable, private variable. But the only thing, concept is same, and there is nothing difference in the concept. The only thing, way of declaring variables, way of declaring methods may be different. That's the only thing. Okay, right. I will show you one class to you. 1 minute. What is the class I want to show you? Let me go to we have php I have in my system. Let me open a file, class2.php. Can you see this is also a class now? But here the variables are declared by using public. Here the function is declared by using function keyword only. See the same difference between here. The only thing, concept is same only. There is nothing difference. Now you can go there. Now I'm going to write this as a class1.php. Can you see the same way of creating object now? Is there any difference we have here? See the way of accessing object values. Can you see here these people are using hyphen greater than symbol for accessing the object value, but in JavaScript we will use the dot symbol. Programming language has their own different syntaxes. They will use their syntaxes and we can use our syntaxes, right? So but concept is common. Wherever you go, this is the way of creating object. Wherever you go, this is the way of declaring class in any programming language, right? Right. Any other questions you have, please, carry on. So this concept is very important. This and tomorrow's concept is also very important. Tomorrow's concept is very important. This and tomorrow's concept is also very important. It's all about the classes. If time permits, tomorrow I will discuss about inheritance also. Inheritance. It's all about the reusability inside a class. We can use the concept called and what is the purpose of it, right? Okay. But tomorrow and next concepts are very, very important.